Okay. You writing down your repair estimate? It does not need a roof. Probably does not need central heat and air.
It's an old unit.
Does not need windows.
One window.
I said probably.
There's one window.
Maybe one or two. Okay. Yeah, but it pretty much needs everything else, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What about exterior paint?
Yes.
Okay. Certainly interior. Needs a whole interior renovation. Of course, we might be able to save that kitchen. Or not. That bathroom didn't look all that bad, to be honest with you, but it needs to be held up, ready to go. All right, so what's our repair cost?
20 grand.
30 grand.
20 grand?
20, 30.
Yeah. No, I won't take 30. This one doesn't need a roof, and it probably doesn't need central heat and air, and it doesn't need insulation.
Do you do anything
Those are big numbers.
Do you do anything about ungrounded electric? I mean, ungrounded outlets, none of the.
If the outlets are ungrounded, I'd probably have electrician ground them, because they're going to have to be grounded to pass FHA inspection anyway.
And also, how about the galvanized plumbing?
The galvanized plumbing, what about it?
Would you switch it to copper?
No.
Just leave it?
Oh, God, no, there's no way I'd put copper in the house. That's a license to steal there. Huh? No, I wouldn't change anything there that I don't have to change. If I don't have to change it to pass inspection and it's in good working order, why change it?
If they wait another month or two with the electric, the power off, you're gonna be replacing those pipes. They're gonna be cracked.
Well, maybe, unless they're already empty.
The joints.
Got reason to believe that they're already empty.
I think the banks usually will winterize. Yeah, they'll have to winterize.
Well, maybe. You would say the banks would winterize it, but you'd also say, shouldn't they clean this place up? They haven't done it. I don't think the banks have touched this house. And it is kind of weird to have one with the junk still in it like this in today's current REO market.
Yeah.
Usually they clean them up first. And obviously it's why it isn't sold. Can you imagine an owner-occupant being interested in this house? They'll run. They won't walk. They'll run out of this place.
So would you wait a while?
Which is good for us. No, I wouldn't wait a while. We don't make any money by waiting.
Would you make lower offers because nobody else would buy it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I love this junk. To clean this house out is 2 men and a truck and a half a day. And a few dollars. And then it's in the same condition the one that we just left is. But it doesn't look that way to an owner-occupant. It looks really, really nasty.
What did you do with the, what are you gonna do with the deck outside?
The deck outside, I'm going to replace a few boards, and I'm going to paint it and make it look like new, and fix it up so it's nice. That's all we need to do to it. It is a selling feature.
Do you need a varnish or a paint?
I don't know. I don't make that kind of a decision. I let the contractor tell me what they ought to do to it to make it look nice. By the way, are we going to need a big-ass dumpster in this place?
Yeah.
Okay. At the same time, that metal shed's going in the big-ass dumpster while it's here. And that's how you clean these up. You have a dumpster delivered to the driveway, you fill it up, call them, tell them come get it. So it ain't even 2 men in a truck anymore. It's 2 men in a dumpster. And it's done. And it's a day. And you leave the dumpster out there until the renovation is done. Because they'll pull up, maybe whatever they pull up, they'll throw right in the dumpster. Don't cost any more to have it sit out there 2 weeks than it does 2 days.
So in the kitchen, they've kind of got the return register, there's all kinds of stuff coming out of it. Is that, you just have that all cleaned out, or?
Yeah, or replaced. I know, I worry about all of that when I get into the renovation mode. But here's the reality, guys. Let's not get hung up on all the little crap. All we need is a number. If we put a number on the house and we write a check, do we care about all that junk? We want to get it all done, but we can't sit there and get paralysis of analysis.
Your only exit on this house would be to either rehab it yourself or sell it to a rehab, right?
Absolutely not. I could work for equity of this house in a heartbeat.
Really?
In a heartbeat.
Once you clean it
But
up.
I clean it up first.
Yeah.
I clean all of, I mean, that's easy to get done, okay? Now, I would not put it on the market without cleaning the junk out of it. Other than that, as is. I'm telling you, I got work for equity tenant buyers in houses right now, worse shape of this.
And they pay you.
They pay rent every month, and they pay me several $1,000s to get it. Remember now, I give them a discount on the price. And here's what makes it work. I lease option it to them and give them plenty of time to help them get their credit cleaned up. They have no choice. They have no choice. Now, I am only gonna put tenant buyers in that I think will get the job done. I'm not gonna set them up for failure, because you're gonna get all kinds of single moms come in, and, you know, "Ah, we can fix that." Well, how do you intend to fix it? Well, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Well, okay, how do you intend to fix it? Well, my dad is a handyman, and he agreed to do it and pay for the materials. I might consider that. But I'm not gonna let them in here if I know they have no way to get the house fixed. Now, understand,
They'll do
guys,
it for beer, yeah.
when I put somebody in a house on a work for equity, I really don't intend for them to buy. So let's be honest. The odds of them actually closing are slim. However, I'll do everything I can to help them, but they just don't get it to a conclusion. They move in, they fix whatever they need to fix to live in the house, and then the newness gets away, they're in the house, they don't have to press me anymore, and they just, days go by and they don't do the work. And then ultimately they move out. Every once in a while, one will get it fixed and we'll get them alone. But I'm telling you, that's the exception, not the rule. So, instead of me getting hung up on all the little stuff the house needs, I rent it as is, where is. I don't lay a finger on it. And I make it real clear, whatever's broke is your problem. I don't want to hear about it. And if you don't want it, if you can't take it that way, then don't take it. And it might take you a little while longer to get somebody in a house like this in this condition, but I'll tell you, there's a huge market out there for them. Now, you can, if necessary, go ahead and fix the major things that would turn that kind of a buyer off. For example, if the roof was just horribly curled up and obviously need to be replaced and had a bunch of rotten wood around the fascia board, I'd probably go ahead and fix that. On the other hand, I can't tell you how many houses that are rented to roofers. That's what attracted them to this, because they can get it done a lot cheaper than I can. They'll probably steal the materials from the job. Kitchen, if the kitchen is livable like it is, I wouldn't touch it. If it isn't, I might consider putting a kitchen in it. But honestly, the more money you put in the house, as far as I'm concerned, you're just wasting it. Because you're still gonna have a tenant buyer move in the house, and they're probably still gonna move out. So the more you fix, the more chances you're taking that they're gonna unfix it. So here's a simple plan. Put on the market as is, where is. I can always be getting estimates to renovate it while I'm looking for the work for equity tenant buyers, can't I? So I give myself 30 days or whatever. If I don't find a work for equity, then I might consider renovating it, or I might consider renovating part of it, listening to the work for equity tenant buyers that looked at it and decided they didn't want it. And maybe just fix what's broke and give it another 30 days. Or I could go ahead and choose to renovate it. With the massive amount of spreads that we're getting in these houses, I have no problem with you renovating and cashing out of it. I have no problem with that, because we do need this thing called immediate cash flow, correct? There's nothing wrong with you getting a big fat check. You will not get a nasty letter from me. Get the big fat check if you want to get it. Just remember, that means you got to find a qualified buyer and get them a new loan. It means you're in the same hunt with all the realtors and the builders and everywhere around you. Not saying you can't do it. Not saying you shouldn't. But if you pin yourself down to where that's your only exit strategy, it puts a lot of pressure on you. A lot of pressure. And the minute you renovate this house, as far as I'm concerned, that is your only exit strategy. Because you do not want to come in here and spend $20,000, $25,000 and then put a tenant buyer in here, in my opinion. I just wouldn't. I'm telling you that from experience. I would not do that. And you have a mid strategy. I could come in here and do just the basic stuff, maybe spend 10 grand on this house, and then lease option it out. That's a choice I get to make. And if I do that, I promise you, I'm going to lease option it out for retail price. There's no reason to give a discount if I fix the ugly stuff.
If you do no fix-up, what discount would you give to a lease option buyer?
If I do no fix-up, let's say this house is worth 180, I'd probably put them in here about 160. So let's analyze that for a moment. I think I just said there's very little chance they're going to buy anyway, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
What if I put them in here for 140? Who cares?
Okay.
Huh? Doesn't matter, does it, when they move out?
It's all about what they.
So instead of trying to get the high price, why don't you lower the price and go ahead and attract them and let them flood in here because they know they're getting a good deal. And by the way, if I put it at 140 and they actually do buy, so what? Take the $50,000 profit and go kick the dog.
What would you be looking for a deposit for a deposit for a
I'm going to do whatever the market will bear. Minimum, and in a house this shape, you're not going to get a huge deposit. Minimum $3,000. I'd rather have it set vacant than take less than that, but I can tell you, you can get 5 to 10 if you just be patient. So if you set yourself up to be patient, you don't have to take first one that comes along. And Jay's gonna talk to you this afternoon about raising private money. By the way, is raising private money critical to this deal?
Yes.
Yeah. If you raise the private money and you set it up so you don't have to make payments on it, then what's your hurry? What's your hurry? So you guys are gonna be trained to put yourself in a position to where you can relax and get out when the best opportunity comes along and not be forced to do anything at any time. And if you don't do it that way, you're not going to like this business very well. All those investors out there that are borrowing the private money and putting themselves under a one-year balloon and forced to make monthly payments on houses that are vacant, you know that's a tough road to hoe. By the way, how do you think I know all that? At one time I was making payments on 27 vacant houses. Horrible. All right, let's get your repair estimate in your head and let's get on the